arrest, depending on
Yeah.
what the situation
And we
is.
definitely, he called Columbia Gas and they said, no, we don't have anyone in the area.
Perfect.
So they were definitely fraudulent and I did not let them in. But I did open the door and then when I realized, I quickly shut the door and I locked it and I said, no, like, go away, and they never came back.
Good.
Can you talk a little more about the cameras? Are they linked in? Are they, you have a monitor back at the station someplace on each of them?
We do. And hopefully, we've been doing a lot of, I'll call them renovations, trying to clean the place up as best we can. We've done some stuff in the roll call room, the dispatch room upstairs, detectives, things like that. At some point, we'd like to have an open house, maybe in the spring. Like I said, we've done the best we can with that facility that we have, but we'd like to have you all in there, and you'll be able to see exactly what we're going to talk about is the dispatch center. There's 4 large monitors there. They'll all be split screen. As you can imagine, there's a number of cameras. So right now we have 34 locations, which could translate to 3 to 4 cameras at each spot. So you're talking over 100 cameras. So you're talking split screens on all those screens of access to, in different computers will have access to be able to view those cameras as well. So dispatch will be able to look at them, but nobody is physically sitting there watching 100 cameras. It's impossible. But if an event happens, they'll be able to instantly pull up that camera or that area or multiple cameras in that area to try to help out a situation that's going on. That could be anything from a snowstorm to a car accident to a fire or even something crime related. So again,
You don't have to call up somebody to go ahead and you have the access to all of them.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's all covered, and again, in policy and procedure, that's just not some blatant, blanket, anybody can look at them, anybody can move the cameras around. It's really a tight-knit policy, and we worked with the ACLU and the school, the city council that wanted certain things to make sure it was very tight and it wasn't loosely based, that anybody could just log on, look at anything, move cameras around. There's really very little access for certain people to do certain things. As an example, one officer in the entire 145 police officer department is going to have the ability to burn a disc to supply those detectives or whoever that needs a disc regarding a crime or investigation or whatever. So it's really tight. And again, we're monitoring all those cameras. Before we go fully live, some of them, the cameras are up and running now, but we haven't put them up live in terms of something being able to view them. But once that happens, before that happens, we're looking at every camera angle to make sure you can't see anybody's house and things like that. I mean, they're all pretty much in major areas where we're just covering intersections and things like that. Again, so if someone's coming or going, involving something they shouldn't have been doing, we'll be able to access that information and do that investigation properly.
Yeah, I'm in favor of you having the access. I don't want to think it was not in favor of you having the access.
No, it's a good,
More, take everything.
no, it's a good question. Again, in trying to be transparent and all that stuff, we want to have everybody come into the PD and see what we're seeing. We're going to put a monitor at the front, just inside the PD, of one of the big screen TVs with split screens. So if you're in there at the front window, for a car accident report or filing something, you'll be able to see, somebody get an idea of what we're looking at. So we're not trying to hide anything. We're just trying to use another tool to make Lawrence safer for sure.
Good.
Sir?
You mentioned the ID badges. What do they look like?
For Columbia Gas and people like that?
Yeah, for Columbia Gas, city inspectors, things of that nature.
So they do vary. I don't know, Brian, you know exactly the badges
Well,
that
that's a fire department badge.
Okay.
It's a regular, it looks like a license, has a picture on it.
So any badge should have an ID, a picture, I mean, and their information, where they're affiliated from, and a phone number and things like that. But again,
Okay.
they can change, and with technology being the way it is, and computers and all that stuff, somebody could probably still manufacture a badge. So again, if you have some inkling, just call. We're not opposed to going up there. We've done it hundreds of times to go up there and square it away. And we want to keep people on their toes that are running around doing that anyway. So yeah, that's my best advice. Just to call us and we'll figure it out. Sir?
With the recent upgrade in your radio system, is there any way that you can light a fire under the people that post the daily reports so we can find out what happened yesterday?
Right. So I just recently saw a piece of technology that Hopkinton, I believe, is using it, where we're going to be able to tweet it out with a link, which is able to bring you right to that actual report. But we are working at upgrading that whole thing about trying to get that information out there. So with regards to the radios, so in the first 13 days of January, 7 police officers were killed. A couple of them were, you know, when you think about it, you know, it breaks your heart. A couple of them were female officers. One was 22 years old in California, just got out of the academy, and all she was responding to was a minor motor vehicle accident. Someone drove by on a bike and decided that they were going to take, you know, whatever actions they were going to take, and unfortunately, you know, committed a homicide there. So we're taking steps to make sure that the officers are safe. So in our new radio system, we have the ability to encrypt the radio system. So I've taken that step. It's my own decision, nobody else's. I've heard different things about, you know, someone else may have weighed in on or whatever, but strictly it was my decision, my decision alone, and I did that for a public safety reason. So the bad guys in the past have been able to monitor us. So anything from even going to a house for a noise call, because we've heard people say, oh, they're listening to you. As soon as they hear their address, they turn it down. You guys come there, they don't hear anything. You don't hear anything, and you go away, they turn it back up. From small things like that to commercial burglaries, where they'll trip an alarm at a bank or a business. They'll watch us and listen for us, clear, come to the call, clear, and leave. And then they'll do their thing. We've had where officers are coming to a scene of a situation, and they already know about it, they're waiting for us. We've had ATM crews, Jalapeno crews, which a Jalapeno crew is a crew that goes around trying to rob like certain buildings and home invasions and things like that. We've made arrests for drug dealers. We're going to do a search warrant. Here's another perfect example. Going to do a search warrant on a place. We get in there, they're already leaving before we get there because they're listening to scanners, they have walkie-talkies to each other. All this technology that they have. So we're trying to take the extra steps to keep the officers safe and obviously do our jobs better. Get the edge on them when they don't get the edge on us. So that was part of the reason there. Secondarily, regarding the radios, it's a privacy issue. A lot of information goes over that radio, which involves you all. So I don't think that you want us saying over there or somebody listening to the fact that we're going to 73 South Union Street to go see, you know, to Mrs. Jones, who alleged there was a suicide or a child abuse case or domestic. All that information goes out, and it needs to, because the officers need the information before they get there so they understand what they're walking into. We don't just want to blankly tell them to go to an address and not put out any information. That's dangerous. They need to know in their minds how they're trained, what they're getting into. Whether it's just a domestic or whether it's this or that or whatever. They need all those facts going in there. So, because officers, if you think about it, are making split decision making decisions, life and death, really. So you want them to have as much information going forward. However, when you do that, you're putting that all out for the whole world to hear. I don't think that's a good thing. So that was just a second step in why we encrypted the radios the way we did. But again, to your point, we've gone to great lengths, I think, in the first year to put out all of our statistics. We do quarterly reports to the city council, and then a year-end report, which was never done before, and we're going to continue to do that. So that's all on there. We try to do the best we can with social media, putting out different things as they happen, whether it's a community event or a crime or whatever, arrests, so people can see that as well. Obviously, we go to all the community meetings. We talk to the counselors all the time about what's going on in different areas. And again, to your point, I think we can tighten up the getting out the daily information a little quicker than we're doing. So that's something that we're going to try to work on. Sorry for that long answer. Anything else? Thank you.